Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about the problems with high fructose corn syrup and how it's going to jeopardize your weight loss. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, especially from the psychological point of view, contact me through the Clarity FM link found in the episode notes. Also check out my website, 100 pounds off for 30 years.com. There's a link in the episode notes. I have hundreds of articles and recipes there. Check out the Awakened Man podcast, my books, and if you really appreciate my content, there's a link for PayPal. High fructose corn syrup, muy malo. Muy malo. Now, how did high fructose corn syrup even get in our diet? Well, we used to sweeten our products with cane sugar. Some of you maybe have gone to the Caribbean and even grabbed cane sugar and just chewed on them like we used to. But corn is so cheap in America, partly because the government subsidizes it, that it was easier to use corn products. And they found a way decades ago to refine corn into this highly, highly refined, means tons of preservatives, tons of stuff are put in it, gooey syrup called high fructose corn syrup. And they realized, well, God, it's just, we got to, like with fluoride, we got to, if you ever know the history of fluoride, and if you don't know the history of fluoride, please go to my podcast. I think it's like episode 20 where I give the history of fluoride. It was a waste product of aluminum production in America about 100 years ago. They're like, we need to find a way to dump this somewhere. So they're like, let's come up with this PR, mostly done by Edward Bernays, who was the nephew of Sigmund Freud, to tell people that we should put it in the water because it's good for your body. So they're like, we need to dump this somewhere. Let's just put it and make it a sweetener. So high fructose corn syrup, corn is so cheap, it's cheaper than cane sugar. So they put it in our food. And you will find high fructose corn syrup most commonly and famously in sodas. If you buy any soda in America, unless you're getting the higher level soda or the organic sodas, it's going to have HF, CS, just all of them. That's why some people like Jarritos, the Mexican sodas, because they don't use it last time I checked, and Mexican Coke and so forth. Where else are you going to find it? Now, high fructose corn syrup is in pretty much all the middle aisle sweetened foods. So if you go down cereal aisles, you go down granola bars, Pop-Tarts, all those things, the packaged middle aisle foods. Go to the episode of part 2 of sugar-laden foods. They're everywhere. And they lots of times use code words as well. So it might be dextrose, maltodextrin. Clearly anything that says corn in it is going to be high fructose corn syrup, and all these derivatives. So if you look at a typical granola bar, there's like 6 different corn syrup sweeteners in there. And Big Food does a good job of trying to manipulate you. Now, why is high fructose corn syrup bad for you? High fructose corn syrup is something that can cause leaky gut. It can cause leaky gut. It can cause ruptures and perforations in your abdomen where your gut's leaking. But I'll quote from the Mayo Clinic. Here you go. Studies show that high fructose corn syrup increases your appetite and promotes obesity more than regular sugar. Quote, this is from a professor from the Mayo Clinic. High fructose corn syrup also contributes to diabetes, inflammation, high triglycerides, and something we call non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It can even cause fibrosis or what we call cirrhosis. In fact, sugar in our diet is now the major cause of liver failure, and that makes sugar the leading cause of liver transplants. So it is an obesogen. People in the know, kind of in the eat clean paleo world, have known that this stuff is an obesogen. So if you guys are consuming a lot of sodas, first of all, it's empty calories. We have an episode here about eliminating sodas from your diet and eliminating alcohol, because both of them are just empty calories. I'd rather eat a cheeseburger than drink a big gulp of soda. But I understand too, we know that sugar is highly addictive and a lot of people are hooked on sodas, but I would tell you, wean off, go from sodas to maybe sweet tea, and then eventually you can go from sweet tea to kombucha and so forth. But it's really bad for you. It is exceedingly bad for you. So you got to get off the sodas. You got to get off the sodas. And then eventually you got to get to a point where you kind of have like a modified paleo lifestyle. If God didn't make it, don't eat it. I'm not saying you have to be strict paleo. But what I'm saying is the middle aisle foods are highly problematic. And if you know you're eating food, and most of the middle aisle foods are what? High in calories but low in nutrients. And if we know we're eating middle aisle foods that are known, that have ingredients that are known obesogens, like high fructose corn syrup, well, obviously it's going to jeopardize and impede your weight loss and weight maintenance. And that's not to say people haven't lost weight while still eating foods with high fructose corn syrup, but why are you going to put more obstacles in front of you? Like when you're doing the 100-meter hurdles, 110-meter hurdles, why are you going to add like 7 more hurdles if you don't need to? So in closing, guys, identify these in your diet. Look at the back of some of the boxed products that you have to see if it has it, and get it out of your diet because it is a known obesogen. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.